So, what is a coaching process, and how can a coaching process, working with a coach, help you make some shift or get some breakthrough that enables you to make some massive transformations in your life and get all the things that you always want? Let me use an analogy by way of a story. Shall we say, an imaginary story to illustrate how the process works. Right? Let's say you live in a mansion, a big, great mansion, and you spent all your childhood there. You grew up there, and now you live there. So these mansions, the mansion is so big, let's say, that there are 4 different wings: north wing, south wing, east and west wings. And each wing's got several rooms, let's say hundreds, 500 rooms in each wing of that mansion. All right. So now that you're an adult, somehow you realize that there's one particular area, one wing of that mansion that you never dare venturing anymore. And you've even forgotten why you don't even go there. Let's say it's the east wing of that mansion. So now for some reason you come to a crossroad in your life, and the fact that you don't go to that east wing in the mansion is starting to cause you some issues, some problems, because you realize you're not using all the resources of that mansion. So now you attempt to go there, but you feel uneasy. You don't feel motivated to go there. You find yourself making excuses to not even go there. When you talk to people about it, those people tell you, well, there's nothing there, everything's fine, I've been there, everything's normal, just go, just do it. And you keep wondering, but why can't you do it? So this is the approach when you speak to someone and they just tell you, just get on with it, there's nothing there. But then you somehow think, oh no, but I'm scared, I'm afraid. You've started to realize there's something that's preventing you from going there. You don't quite know what it is yet, but it's an uncertainty. Perhaps it's a form of a fear that maybe or you've identified, or maybe you haven't. So then you decide, okay, you're going to hire a coach to help you work for this issue, right? Now, how is the approach of a coach different from just asking advice from someone, a layperson who, although having your best interest in mind, don't have the skill to help you peel off the layers, to expose the reason why, and don't have the training to help you work through each step until you get to a resolution, until you get to a change in the pattern of your behavior to allow you to get the success that you want, right? So what a coach does is this. Rather than telling you to go into that wing and go to any specific room that you want to go to and just get it done, what a coach does is that, okay, let's walk together. Let me walk with you on that journey. So there we go. We start in the process. I walk together with you. We walk around the mansion. We get to the east wing, and you start feeling that uneasiness. You think, oh, I'm not too sure. So then I ask you a question. So why are you not too sure? What is it that's preventing you? I said, there's something there, but I don't know quite what it is. So then I ask you another question. So I can see a corridor. We can both see it. and there's various rooms on each side. So what is preventing you? Is there something in the corridor that's preventing you from going in there? Then when you think about it for a moment, you go, no, I'm okay with the corridor. So then I will ask you a question again. I said, are you willing to walk with me through that corridor? And now you feel that, yeah, that's something that you can do. Okay. So then we walk through that corridor together. As you walk, I'll ask you, are you okay? How are you feeling now? Describe to me how you're feeling as you're walking through that corridor. And what is it that's coming to your mind? Right? So we identify, we're always connected, remain connected to your feelings, to how this experience is changing for you as it happens, right? And then suddenly maybe you might remember something, right? You said, I remember now. Because now you started that journey, you're going back into the past. Suddenly you remember something and you tell me, I think there was something that scared me there when I was a child. I said, okay, so tell me a little bit more about that. And then you say, well, I can't quite remember, but I remember having been very afraid. And at this point, you can only remember very kind of a dull vision of what happened. So it will come to you piecemeal. So then I'll ask you, so what can you remember? What can you see? And you might say, oh yeah, I remember. It was one of his rooms. It was a room with a red door. So okay, so that's another piece of information. Let's explore that. So I say, well, let's go and look for a room with a red door. So we walk together, we have a look. We look at all the doors, but we don't find any room with a red door. So you see, if someone else is talking with you, you said, oh, you sure it was a red door? But a coach is not going to ask that. A coach is going to ask the question, so what shade of red would you say that door was? And is it possible that you labeled it as red, or perhaps it was a different color that could have been misinterpreted as red? And then you're going to think about that. And he said, yeah, maybe it was orange, perhaps pink. So we will go through all the possibilities, right, that could have made you think that the door was red. So then we'll draw a list, maybe brown, orange, pink, maroon, right? And then we'll go and investigate again. Okay, is there a brown door? We see a brown door. So then we go there. I say, how do you feel now at this brown door? And you say, well, I'm okay. Then I'm going to say, can you open it? And you open the door. And you even look inside. You step inside. Nothing. So it wasn't the room with the brown door. Then we see another one. It was an orange door. Then we go together. Have a look at the door. Again, you don't feel anything. It wasn't the orange door. So like this, we examine every option until now we walk towards a pink door, and all of a sudden you feel something in your body. You don't know what it is yet, but you feel some kind of reaction. And I said, okay, you communicate that back to me, and I take a note of that. I said, okay, so maybe it's the pink door. Then I will ask you, are you okay? Making a bit more distance towards that pink door. let's move together towards the pink door. And as you move, I said, just describe to me how you're feeling now when you're walking towards the pink door. And you describe, and you see your heart rate going up. You feel like you're starting to panic. And then you realize this was it. This was the pink door. It was the room with the pink door that was the problem. Right. Now we've made progress. You may call it a mini breakthrough at this stage. But we're not there yet. Alright? Because we need to see what's behind that door now. Okay? So then I'm going to ask you, how do you feel about opening that door? Do you feel ready to look behind that door? At that point, you might think, oh, I think it's a bit too much. I think I want to process this a bit more. At which stage, perhaps we might end the session and get to another session, because maybe it's something you might need more time to process. But at least we will note down the progress that you made. Yeah, coming from you've never gone to that east wing for a long time, and the first time you step, so you will need to celebrate this, the progress that you make, and I'll make sure that you do celebrate that progress. Right? Okay, let's say either we come to the next session, or you decide to carry on in this session. And I say, okay, are you ready? Are you willing to open the door and let's see what's behind the door? You say, yeah, I'm ready. I'm all pumped up. It's a bit like going to seminar, 3-day seminar, after which you feel all pumped up, all ready to go for it. But as soon as you extend your hand and you touch that handle, oof, you freeze again. Suddenly there's something that come over you and you just want to go away. You just want to either that, or you just suddenly get overwhelmed with an extreme fear. It's like you move back and cower down and oh no, I don't want to go there. I don't want to do it. Now again, if it was someone else who's not a coach, they might just open the door and have a look and said, hey, there's nothing inside, just come in. But no, it's not possible for you yet. You're paralyzed with fear. No matter how much that person tells you it's okay, it's safe, you're still not able to do it. Because it's an old experience that's been imprinted, has a very powerful effect in your psyche, and needs to be processed. It needs to be peeled off layer by layer. Right? So how does the work of a coach different from someone who just pushes you to do it? Right? Or just make you accountable. You need to do this, you need to do that. Give you a list of things. The work of a coach is different. What a coach will do is say, all right, let's take some time here. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. This is real for you. There's nothing wrong in that. You don't need to apologize for the way you're feeling. And even if you feel like crying, that's okay too. It's okay to do that. We'll make that space for you so you feel safe. You know it's a confidential environment for you. You allow that emotion to be processed. If you had a good cry, just a little bit like after a big downpour, the sun comes out again. So when you feel ready, then we go to the next step. And the next step is, again, a walk with you. I'll help you to open that door. Push that door open. Right? Because you feel with someone now. Okay? So now you get a bit more courage to do that. So now I ask you, what do you see? And you say, nothing. It's just darkness and all these images coming back to me now, and I can't see it, and I feel uncomfortable. I'm feeling. I say, okay, that's fine. Stay with it. Stay with it for a while. Right? As long as you need to, in order to feel safe again, to make the next step. And as you take some time, you notice that your eyes starting to adjust to the darkness. Right? Some changes is already happening. Your eyes started to adjust to that darkness. And you become curious. Now you want to see what's inside the room. You're still afraid because that's still in you. That emotion is buried in your subconscious. But you now have an open mind. You want to know. Okay? You're ready for this. This is what we need from you. The commitment that we coach need from you is that you're willing to work. You're willing to make that shift. They're just small commitments every time. Small commitment, not big commitment. Just the commitment to take the next step. Right? So then we step into the room together. Right? And now you're feeling your temperature's changing. You're feeling like you're shaking. And I'll tell you, it's okay. With my back, I pat you on the back. It's okay, I'm here. It's fine. And I said, so what is causing this fear? Can you remember anything? Then you say it. Look, it's there it is. And you point at something in the far end of the room, and I see a shape. Yeah, I remember now. It's a snake. It's a dangerous, venomous snake. It's going to attack us. Come on, let's go out. And I said, hang on. We're here now. I have my eye on the snake, or the so-called snake. It's okay. Let's investigate this properly. I know it's causing all this reaction in you right now, and that's okay. But you're here for a transformation. And right now, we've opened the door, we are all in the room, and we are still safe. Okay? Nothing has attacked us yet. We're still safe. And that thing is not moving. Not yet. Right? So in your mind now, we've made some progress from you didn't even know why you went to that wing, to you realized there was a room that in your mind was a red door, but then we found out it wasn't a red door, it was a room with a pink door. And you realize the reason why you were not going there because something happened there, something that scared you when you were a child. And we progressed to moving inside the room, and now we've located the actual thing that scared you. Right? So we're making progress now. Okay? And again at this stage, I will ask you how you feel. I'm not going to push you. It's up to you if you want to go further. So you decide, let's say you decide to go further. And I said, okay, let's not go any nearer because I don't want to increase the fear that you're feeling right now. Just settle down where you are and observe this thing again. But now change the angle from where we're standing in the room a little bit. Let's look at it from different angles and let's see. Alright? So we do that together. We go to the left of the room and we look at it. And we can see there's a little bit of light. And we can see the shape better now. We can judge the length of it. We go to the right of the room. Again, we have another perspective. Right? And I ask you, so you believe this is a snake, But now that you've seen it from two other perspectives, is it possible that it might not be a snake from the different perspective that you're looking at from it now? And you might say, well, it's possible. So now you have an open mind, right? You're willing to investigate, which is important. That's what we need. So then I'm going to ask you a few more questions to help you with your interpretation. So I'm going to say, so you already believe this is a snake. Let's look at it from a different point of view. Let's say it wasn't a snake. What are the features that you can pick out and tell me that would give me a reason to believe that it's not a snake? See? Rather than asking you, well, tell me what you can see that makes you believe it's a snake, which will normally reinforce that belief that you have, I ask you the question in a different way. Tell me the things that make you think that possibly that this is not a snake. So now your focus is shifted. Okay? These are key ways that a coach help you to gain different perspective on something, right? Something that has a very powerful grip on you. Now, you look at it and you say, oh, I can see it's the same size from top to bottom. There's no difference in shape. Normally a snake would be thinner at the tail end, and then the head, maybe it might be thicker or just the same thickness, but definitely on one side it should be a lot thinner because of the tail end. Now, this is good. You've used intelligence now, right? You've examined it, and you've decided, okay, there's one feature about this thing that's not consistent with the conclusion that it is a snake. At least one feature, right? Then I'll ask you, what else? So that makes you think again. I say, oh, well, it's not as shiny as I would expect this snake to be, because normally a snake would have shiny skin, but this one is dull in appearance. So we have found another feature, right? To start challenging the belief that you previously had. This is what's called as deconstructing the belief system, all right? So now that you're comfortable looking at this thing, because now you've stopped looking at it purely as a snake. Now you are processing the possibility that this is not a snake. Some of your fear maybe have left you already, and now has turned to curiosity, right? I said, okay, so maybe it's not a snake. Then I will ask you, are you comfortable if we go any closer now? Then you might think, I don't know, I'm not sure. And I'm going to say, that's okay. What would it take to convince you to just move 2 steps closer? Then you're going to give me that answer. So you might say, maybe if we have a stick and we hit it and see what happens. Right, okay, let's do that. So you see, this was not my suggestion, although I may have had this solution already in my head to do that. But usually a good coach will not do that, right? They will work with you until you come up with a potential solution yourself. This is called empowerment. That's when you become empowered. And it's important for you to feel empowered, to know that you've done this by yourself, right? This is the difference between how a coach works with someone and someone that you're just getting advice and just telling you what to do, right? Because telling you what to do and you do it when you're told what to do, and doing it because it comes out from yourself, from your own intelligence and your own decision, is far more powerful. This is the value of a good coach when you work with a coach. Now, so I get this stick, I give it to you. Do you want to hit it? You said, no, you hit it. That's fine. I'm quite happy to do that. You won't be forced to do anything that you do not want to do. Okay? So at that point, I may decide, if it's okay for me to do it, or whether it's more important for you to do it, then I might spend a bit more time with you until you're unable to do it by yourself, right? But if it's not key to where we want to get to, then I might just do it myself for you, all right? Just to accelerate the process, because we want to focus on the end result, perhaps. So sometimes the coach might help you a little bit along the way, all right? This is just an example of that. So there we go. We got this stick. We hit that thing, and next thing you know, you've darted back to next to the door. Yeah, the cat just said, "It's okay. Come back, come back." So you come back, and then this thing is just swinging left, right, just like a pendulum. And you look at it like, well, it didn't react. Okay, so it's just behaving as an inanimate object, just hanging there. So now this builds on, right, your belief that this is not dangerous as you previously had perceived it. Okay? Slowly we're building this new confidence, and at the same time deconstructing this older negative belief, right? So now you had a good laugh about it, you laugh it off and process that a little bit in a sense. But now you're excited to know more. So at this stage, we would have turned your fear into excitement. Now there's not much difference between fear and excitement. It's a good thing to replace it with. Replacing fear with excitement. Right? Now you have a bit of a more playful attitude. You're much more relaxed. I said, okay, now we need to get even closer to this thing, because you need to figure out exactly what to do with this now. And you said, yeah, okay. But as soon as you step forward, boom, you get scared again. It's like, what's that? We know what it is. We process it, but what is it that still stopping you? Those are the inbuilt habits that you have. Basically, you're hardwired in the brain now. Even this thing is not dangerous. Even you have all this information, but your brain is not allowing you to change the behavior. The behavior is still the same because it's automatic. Now, how do we change that? So, do you want to know how we change behavior? Well, first you need to understand that in order for you to do certain behavior, there's a return for a certain behavior. You're invested in it. Your brain is invested in it. the structure of your brain is such that it's trying to conserve energy. So the neural pathway that's created is the shortest one. It's a shortcut. So even though you understand that this thing's not dangerous anymore, but you being short-circuited into the same pattern of behavior that you used to have previously. All right? So what's important here is first to evoke a different type of emotion. Before you change your behavior, you need to evoke the kind of emotions you want to feel. Right? How do we do that? Well, we're going to use our imaginations for that. So now, as a coach, I'm going to guide you to imagine, first of all, to consider what it would mean to you if you were able to get closer to that thing and touch it and look at it and do whatever you want with it. Right? And then you might say, well, if I manage to get there and I touch it and I'm comfortable and I definitely see it's not a snake, and maybe possibly because of the structure and everything, it looks like a rope, and if it is a rope, then I can use it to tie something together, make a fence with it, or make a piece of artwork with it and put it in my living room. You're going to go through all these options, and I'm going to encourage you to do that. I'm going to encourage you to investigate the possibilities of what you can do when you get there. And then I'm going to ask you, so how would that make you feel once you've done that? Let's say you've done it, you've done something, you've done a nice piece of artwork that you're describing. How would you feel when you look at it? The sense of achievement that you're going to feel. So then you're going to think a little bit, and you're going to dream a little bit. And then what I'm looking for there is an impression of excitement on your face. The kind of thing that's going to excite you. That completely transforms your way you feel in your entire body. Right? So we work on those first. The emotions that will be produced if you achieve this objective. And we'll lock that in. I said, okay, fine. By keeping those emotions into focus, by keeping the result of what you want to do, now let's devise an action plan to enable us to do that. Because that is what becomes your why. So then the next step would be, now that you know that you really want this, now that you know you really want to do this, let's see where you are now in your behavior towards moving there. So you step and you move towards this thing. And then when you come to within 5 feet, you stop. Because it's just getting too much for you. You still can't do it. Right? So I'll say, okay, so this is where your limit is. I said, okay, so you can't move forward now towards this thing from where you are, from within 5 feet. But what is it that you can do? Right? And you're going to think, can you extend your hand towards it? Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you mean now. Yeah, I can stay here, but I can extend my finger like maybe up to about 2 feet, right? And so how do you feel now? So, oh, it's a bit silly, but I think I'm okay. I can do it. And I'm gonna say, can you push a bit more? And then you push into like 3 feet, and then you pull out again. I say, how does that feel? Yeah, that's good. Good, I can do that. So it's an achievement. Even though you're standing 5 feet away, but you extended your hand 3 feet. Now there was only 2 feet gap between where you were standing and now you're excited because you know that even though you can only stand 5 feet away, but there are other things you can do, and you come up with an idea. Say, I can move around it within 5 feet. I can just like in a circle, and you feel happy about it because of your own idea. Now you're feeling great. Good. But now you started the process. It's getting you're feeling the excitement in your body, and now you're feeling the motivation to go further. So I asked you the question, well, you were standing 5 feet away and you extended your arm 3 feet. There's only a gap of 2 feet. I said, okay, put your arm back. So that means you are comfortable being a distance of only 2 feet from that thing. Right? I thought, oh yeah. There we go. So can you step 3 feet closer to that thing now? And then you go, yeah, okay, yeah, I should be able to do that. Then you step 3 feet. Now there's only 2 feet left between you and that thing. So are you able to touch it now? I said, well, logically you can, because you extended your arm 3 feet and then there was only 2 feet gap. Now you move towards it. There's only 2 feet gap between you and that thing. If you extend your arm, you definitely touch it. You're there. It's up to you now. And then you think, oh, okay. It's up to me. So, well, take your time. Whenever you're ready. So then you process this. You're getting a better look at it now because you're much closer. You're not afraid anymore. This thing is inanimate. It's not attacking you. Right? Then you tentatively just put your finger out and then you just touch it and then run away again. I said, come on. I think now you're taking it as a joke. I mean, you were just trying to scare me. I know. You're not scared of this thing anymore. And you come back. And now you've touched it now. It's okay. You can tap it around. Now you're grabbing this thing. And yeah, it's a rope. It was a rope all along. Right? Done it. Congratulations. Well done. This is what a coach can do for you. Alright? So, if there's anything, an area in your life where you think you're not performing as you think you should, or you know deep inside you have the potential to do far more better than this, but you don't know quite why that is. Yeah, I mean, you may have an idea, or you may not. It's because it's buried deep down, and you might not even be aware why yourself, right? So it will pay off big dividend if you investigate it. If you decide to investigate that, right? So what I can do for you is offer you a free half an hour consultation with me. You can have a little chat, get to know each other, and might be even more than 30 minutes. Let's see how it goes. All right, and So just I'm gonna leave some details down this video, whether it's gonna be an email, phone number, or by Facebook, whatever. I haven't decided what means I'm gonna use yet, but I'm gonna put it down. Just send me a little message, even with a little introduction, and then let's have a one-to-one soon. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye now.